nothing anonymous about the work Caring Hands does. It isn't a random donation from a stranger to a stranger. Our lives, despite our different circumstances, are intertwined.
I love getting parents involved. They donate 1, 2, or 3 days to work side by side with us in the entire construction process. This creates a sense of belonging. This makes the school belong to the community. Let them see it as theirs. The greatest impact of this collaborative work is reflected in the academics, in their children's academic results.
Arististo lives in Chiapas and is the man on the ground who directs many of the Caring Hands projects. He lives and works amongst the people of these villages, teaches and inspires the youth, and witnesses firsthand how Caring Hands is transforming lives within communities.
Before we ever start a project, he creates a relationship, gets commitments, helps the community catch the same vision, so that when we show up there to build a school and to help, the community already owns the project, they love it, they want to be a part of it, they don't just maintain it, they help to grow it, and the whole community grows.
Without a doubt, it is one of the great alliances that we have in the high schools with all the work that Kayani has been developing in Chiapas. Without a doubt, it has been an example of work, and that has been a strength for us. Today we bring jobs in infrastructure, jobs in education, alliances with universities, but above all, the learning that Kayani gives us is to do teamwork and work together. All this synergy, all this coordination that we bring has truly been an example to follow in the state of Chiapas.
Chiapas is one of the top 3 poorest states in the country. State statistics indicate that less than 50% of young people in middle school or high school have access to education. But worldwide, more than 250 million children are not in school. And more than 600 million children and young people cannot read or even do a basic mathematical equation.
One of the great challenges we have in Chiapas is to bring education to each of the tiny corners of our communities. So scattered and so far from the capital, that represents a big challenge for us. There are communities that have very small populations, very, very small, where with the lack of resources that we have, which are not enough, we have to somehow allocate resources to those remote places.
Even us in the high schools in Chiapas, we have a very poor infrastructure. In our communities, we still have wooden classrooms with dirt floors, and we have to work and double our efforts. But Kayani has taught us, first of all, that things can be done. And what happens when there is a new infrastructure and when there is a new campus? People take ownership, and people want to go to study at that school where that infrastructure is set and decorated.
After the Kayani Foundation gave us the opportunity, and they said we're going to create a computer center, I could see the children happier, more excited, and truly happy. Because it was a dream they had always had to be able to have a computer center in this place.
Over the last 5 years, Caring Hands has completed 8 schools in Chiapas, as well as 5 university extension facilities that enable the children to continue their education after they graduate, even in these remote areas.
The use of technology has allowed us to change our way of working and studying, but it has also accentuated. It has marked a larger gap that separates communities of the use of technology. Therefore, taking the internet and computers to the mountains allows kids to study from home without having to move to the city. In 2018, the university in Chalam came up with this online program. 13 students graduated from the first class, but now we have about 200 students studying at the university. It's amazing to see how these students have broken paradigms. It sets new goals. And something that I love is that now in the communities of Chalam, Pocolum, Majosic, La Ranchar, and Chanal, they are talking about the university as a reality.
We have found that it is important to have a college degree, but it is very expensive, correct?
Yes, Coming to the city from a community, paying rent for an apartment and tuition would cost at least 200,000 pesos for 3 years of studying. To bring professional education to the communities through this program with this alliance of Cayani, UNACH and COVACH, it allows us to reduce costs to almost 5,000 pesos. Therefore, we have been able to save a considerable amount of more than 90%.
And based on the success we've had with them, this year we have a plan to institute 100 virtual university centers in 100 campuses. That's all due to the success and example of Cayani in the state of Chiapas. We want to be a different university. We want to be a university with possibilities of inclusion. Let there be inclusion for groups that have little hope traditionally. We're thinking of the people who all of their lives have been the least likely to succeed. We want to change that narrative, and we want to be part of the process. We celebrate and we thank Cayani for having had the inspiration, for having sought out this university to begin with, and we hope to continue working hard in the coming years.
This program is changing lives, it is changing families, it's bringing direction, progress, self-worth to people that are now able to dream of a brighter future. I love the thought that while we can't do everything, we can do something. And that something is powerful for the people that are taking advantage of the opportunities that Cayani Caring Hands is working so hard to provide.